She bragged to her sister, "I'm pregnant with his best friend's baby, but I'll pin it on him at family dinner." Her teenage nephew filmed it and showed me later. I got a DNA test, restraining order, and now she's paying child support to her baby daddy while I'm free. I, 28 male, never thought I'd be writing one of these. I always figured the people who ended up in these situations were either making things up or just had terrible judgment in partners. Turns out I'm just an idiot who ignored red flags because the sex was good and she laughed at my jokes. I met Jenna 2 years ago at a friend's birthday party. She was 26, worked in marketing, and had this laugh that made everyone turn their heads. We clicked immediately. We moved in together after 8 months. I thought I was living the dream. Here's where I should have seen it coming. Jenna had this weird thing about my best friend, Marcus. She was always asking where he was, if he was dating anyone, making these jokes about how he was the hot one between us. I laughed it off. Marcus and I had been friends since middle school. He was my brother. No way anything would happen there. Wrong. 3 weeks ago, Jenna tells me she's pregnant. I'm shocked but excited. We hadn't been trying, but we'd talked about kids. I immediately start planning, looking at bigger apartments, calculating finances, the whole deal. She seemed off about it. Said she needed time to process. Fine, I get it. Big life change. Fast forward to last Sunday. Jenna goes to her sister Rachel's house for their monthly family dinner. I skip it because I'm covering a friend's shift. Around 10 p.m., I get a text from Rachel's 16-year-old son Tyler. "Yo, Uncle Mike, you need to see this. Don't tell my mom I sent it." It's a shaky 30-second clip, clearly filmed from across a dinner table. The caption reads, "POV, your aunt doesn't know you're recording." The audio, however, is crystal clear. I mean, Marcus doesn't even know yet. We've only hooked up like, 4 times? "But you told Mike it's his?" Obviously. He's already talking about moving to the suburbs. Marcus would ghost me in a second if he knew. This way, I get the stability with Mike and can still see Marcus on the side. It's perfect. "That's messed up, Jen." "Oh, please. Mike's sweet, but he's boring. Marcus is..." She makes a wild gesture. "Plus Mike makes good money. Win-win." The video cuts off there. My hands were shaking so bad I dropped my phone. Tyler sent another text. That was just a clip. She went on for a while. "I have more. I just used my phone recorder. This is all messed up. I'm sorry, man." I threw up. Literally ran to the bathroom and puked. Then I sat on my bathroom floor for an hour, just processing. The woman I loved, who was carrying my child, had just admitted to cheating with my best friend and planning to baby trap me. But here's the thing about me. I don't do rage. I do spreadsheets. I texted Tyler back, "Can you send me the full video? I'll Venmo you $100. "Nah, man, free of charge. Sending now." 15 minutes of raw footage. Jenna going into detail about their hookups, laughing about how I'm already picking out dad jokes, Rachel trying to talk her out of it. Credit to her, I guess, and Jenna saying she's going to wait until after the baby is born to tell Marcus because child support from Mike will cover everything. I made a folder. Screenshots, the videos, everything. Then I called in sick for Monday and Tuesday. Told Jenna I had food poisoning. I spent those 2 days doing the following. Consulted a family lawyer. He told me that in my state, if you're not married and suspect the child isn't yours, you can request a prenatal paternity test. If the mother refuses, you petition the court, but it takes time. Got tested for STDs, all clear, thank God. Opened a separate bank account and moved 50% of my savings. Started looking for studio apartments. Here's where it gets interesting. I didn't confront Jenna immediately, or Marcus. My lawyer said the video was great leverage, but its admissibility in court could be complicated since Tyler wasn't part of the conversation. Its real power was in forcing a confession or a DNA test. So I played along for a week. I kept acting excited about the baby. I even went to a prenatal vitamin store with her. The whole time, she's texting someone and giggling. I knew who it was. Then I made my move. I told Jenna I wanted to do one of those early genetic tests to make sure everything's okay with the baby. She got weird about it, said it was too expensive, unnecessary, that she didn't like needles. I pushed a little, saying my parents had offered to pay as a gift. She blew up, started crying, saying I didn't trust her, that I was ruining what should be a happy time. I stayed calm. you're right, I'm sorry, let's just focus on us. That night, she went to book club. I knew she didn't have a book club. I drove to Marcus's apartment complex, and sure enough, her car was there. I took photos, timestamps, everything. The next day, I texted Marcus. Hey man, been feeling off lately. Think Sarah gave me something at that party. You feeling okay? Marcus, nah bro. I'm good. Haven't been with anyone in months, lol. Months. Right. I gave Jenna one last chance. That evening I sat her down and said, is there anything you want to tell me? About the pregnancy? About us? She looked me dead in the eye and said, I love you. This baby is going to make us a real family. Why are you being so weird? Gaslighting 101. Update 1. The next Monday, I had my lawyer file the petition for a court-ordered paternity test. A process server delivered the papers to her at our apartment that evening. She called me, absolutely screaming. I was at my parents' house, having already moved my essentials out. How dare I? How could I not trust her? I was ruining everything. I stayed silent until she wore herself out, then said, I know, Jenna. I have a video of you and Rachel at dinner. Either agree to the test, or we can all watch it in front of a judge. Dead silence. Then, what video? You're lying. Tyler would never. I played 5 seconds of audio over the phone. She hung up. 20 minutes later, Marcus called. Bro, what is going on? Jenna just called me crying saying you're accusing us of, bro, I would never. She's pregnant with your kid, Marcus. What? No, we never, we only. And there it was. You only what, Marcus? Long pause. It was a mistake. A few times we were drunk. It didn't mean anything. She says it's your baby. That's impossible. We used protection. Every time? Silence. I'm getting a paternity test. If it's yours, you're dealing with it. We're done. Mike, wait. I hung up. Jenna came to my parents' house that night with Rachel. They tried to stage an intervention. Rachel kept saying people make mistakes and think about the baby. I calmly opened my laptop on the coffee table and hit play on the full video. Watching Jenna watch herself admitting to everything was satisfying isn't the right word. Vindicating? She went pale. Rachel looked disgusted. How long have you had this? Jenna whispered. Weeks. I gave you multiple chances to come clean. You lied every time. She tried to flip it. You were spying on me. Tyler violated my privacy. This is illegal. Actually, my lawyer says it's excellent leverage. You're trying to commit paternity fraud. That's what's illegal. She started sobbing. Not cute tears, ugly, snotty sobbing. Saying she was confused, that Marcus manipulated her, that she really did love me. Rachel tried to comfort her, but I could see even she wasn't buying it. I told her I had already packed her essentials and they were in my car. She had a week to arrange to get the rest of her things. She refused to leave my apartment, said it was her home too. Check the lease. Only my name is on it. You're a month-to-month tenant. My lawyer has already mailed your 30-day eviction notice. More screaming. Threats to ruin my life, to tell my family I was abusive, to make sure everyone knew what a piece of trash I was. I kept recording on my phone. Are you recording me? She screamed. Yes, my lawyer recommended it. She threw a vase against the wall. Rachel had to physically drag her out. That night, I had the locks changed. Then I did something that might have been petty but felt necessary. I texted the video to Marcus. This is what you threw away our friendship for. He tried calling 47 times. I blocked him. Update 2. The next 2 months were a slow-motion legal nightmare. Jenna fought the paternity test. She posted all over social media about how I was a cruel ex trying to force a pregnant woman to undergo unnecessary medical procedures. Some people bought it. I lost a few mutual friends who said I should man up and take responsibility. My lawyer sent her a cease and desist for defamation, citing the court petition and shutting that down real quick. The judge finally ordered the test. It came back, 0% probability of paternity. Marcus was the father with 99.99% certainty. I wish I could say I was relieved. Mostly I was just empty. 2 years of my life, my best friend since middle school, all based on lies. Jenna wasn't done. She tried to claim the test was wrong. Her lawyer, paid for by her parents, filed a motion to have it redone. It took another month for the judge to hear it, throw it out, and order her to pay my legal fees for the stunt. Then came the harassment. Jenna started showing up at my gym, my regular coffee shop, even waited outside my office once. Always with the same sob story about how I was abandoning our baby. I documented everything. Security footage from the gym showed her following me to my car. Coffee shop employees willing to testify she'd been asking about my schedule. Co-workers who heard her screaming in the parking lot. My lawyer was building a harassment case when Jenna made a critical mistake. She created a fake Instagram account and DM'd my sister, claiming I'd been physically abusive. She included photos of bruises that a quick reverse image search showed were from a Pinterest board about special effects makeup. That's when we went nuclear. We filed for a restraining order and included everything: the paternity fraud, the months of harassment, the false allegations, the forged images. After a hearing where my lawyer presented the mountain of evidence, the judge granted it. 500 feet for 2 years. The real kicker? Marcus ghosted her the second the paternity test came back. Blocked her on everything, moved back in with his parents, and even changed jobs. So now Jenna was pregnant, alone, and legally unable to come near me. Her family tried reaching out. Her mom called crying, saying I was ruining her daughter's life. Her dad threatened to sue me for emotional distress. Rachel was the only one who texted something reasonable. "I'm sorry. I tried to talk her out of it. You didn't deserve this." Meanwhile, I was getting my life together. I got a promotion at work. Turns out not being stressed about a cheating girlfriend does wonders for productivity. Moved to a better apartment and started therapy. Life was looking up. Then Jenna had the baby. Update 3. The baby was born 2 months ago. When filling out the paperwork at the hospital, Jenna tried to list me as the father. The hospital staff, following protocol, told her they needed my signature and social security number. She forged it. That's a felony, a very serious one. It didn't trigger an immediate arrest at the hospital, but a few weeks later, the Bureau of Vital Statistics sent me a letter to confirm the information. I, of course, reported it as fraud. An investigation was launched, and she was formally charged. On top of that, CPS opened a case because of the pattern of deception and illegal behavior surrounding the child's identity. Marcus, spurred by a combination of guilt and immense pressure from his furious parents, stepped up. He filed to establish paternity and get full custody. He had a strong case, a stable job, family support, his parents were funding the entire legal battle, and no criminal record. Jenna had pending fraud charges, a restraining order against her, and a documented history of lying about the baby's paternity. The court battle was ugly. Jenna's lawyer tried to paint Marcus as a predator who seduced a taken woman. Marcus's lawyer countered with the video, my testimony, and character witnesses. I had to testify. I didn't want to, but my lawyer said it was crucial. Sitting in that courtroom, seeing Jenna for the first time in months was surreal. She looked rough, hair unwashed, bags under her eyes, constantly muttering to herself. The judge asked me direct questions about our relationship, the video, and the paternity fraud. I kept it factual, no emotion, just dates and events. Jenna's lawyer tried to crack me. "Isn't it true you were controlling?" "No." "You monitored her communications?" "I documented her location after learning of the affair and her plan to commit fraud." "You kicked a pregnant woman onto the street?" "I gave proper 30-day notice to a month-to-month tenant after learning she was attempting to defraud me." The judge shut down that line of questioning real quick. Verdict: Marcus got primary custody. Jenna gets supervised visitation every other weekend. She has to pay child support. Plot twist: the court calculated her child support based on her previous salary in marketing, her potential earning capacity, not her new part-time retail job. She had lost her career during the months of legal drama and stress, burned through her savings, and had been cut off by her family after the arrest. She's now living with a cousin who barely tolerates her, with a support payment she has no realistic way of affording. Marcus and I haven't reconciled. I don't think we ever will. He sends updates about the baby, he named him James, through my sister. The kid looks just like him, poor thing. But Marcus is apparently a good dad. He goes to all the parenting classes, has his mom helping out, and even started a college fund. Jenna still posts on social media about how everyone betrayed her, how the system is rigged against mothers, how I manipulated everyone with my money and connections. Most people have blocked her. The few who haven't screenshot the posts and send them to her probation officer. Part of her plea deal included no social media harassment. Tyler, the nephew who filmed everything, he's my hero. The kid's going to film school next year. I wrote him a glowing recommendation letter and may have mentioned to some industry friends that he's got a good eye for catching important moments. His mom, Rachel, and I occasionally text. She apologized again last week, said Jenna's always been selfish, but she never thought she'd go this far. My therapist says I'm handling everything remarkably well. I don't feel remarkable. I feel tired, but also free. Like I dodged a bullet, Matrix style. Imagine if Tyler hadn't been filming. Imagine if I'd raised that kid for years thinking he was mine. Imagine finding out when he was 5, 10, 15. Instead, I'm 28, single, with a great job and a nice apartment. I've started dating again, casually, with very clear boundaries. Trust issues? Yeah, probably. But I'm working on them. Jenna's baby daddy is raising their kid with help from his family. Jenna is paying child support she can't afford and can only see her son under supervision. I'm living my life without either of them. Sometimes the best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's just letting people face the consequences of their own actions while you move on.